Have you ever thought, how do I actually prepare well to give a talk? Because this question is one that I hear all the time. And that's one of the reasons I'm doing this session for you today. And the thing is, most people actually think that when you're preparing for a talk, the way you go about it is you create more slides, more notes, and more information, what I call an information overload. But what I've found is that is definitely not what makes you sound confident to an audience. Actually, what that makes you sound like is someone who is reading their shopping list out loud. So here's what I've learned. You'll hear me say this over and over and over again because it was such a game changer for me when I understood this. Being a great public speaker, it's about technique, not talent. Let me repeat that. Technique, not talent. And once you learn the techniques, you can stop hoping that it goes well and start knowing that you can handle it, whatever happens in a public speaking situation. Because the whole theory of, oh, just wing it, that is not a strategy. In fact, I'd call it more like a cry for help. So today what I want to walk you through is one of the most effective but simple speaking preparation skills that you can learn. Are you ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Awesome. The one thing that you can do is know your message. Now, this means before you sit down to do any kind of preparation to write a talk or prepare a speech, you need to decide for yourself, if my audience goes out of my talk, doesn't matter how long it is, but if they leave my talk and they remember only one thing, what do I want that one thing to be? Now, once you've decided that, everything else that you say should support that one thing. Because public speaking without that one clear message, well, it's a lot like getting into a car and starting to drive with no destination. Sure, you're moving, but you're going nowhere. You just kind of keep turning the car randomly, and it might look like something like this. Oh, and I should mention this, or, oh wait, I forgot that. Or, oh, hang on, let me add this in too. And even if you're a great driver, that still feels really stressful as a speaker. And it's worse for your audience because there's no clear direction. But when you choose, and I mean choose by deciding in advance what your one message is, that's like putting your destination address into your navigator. Suddenly you're not guessing anymore and you're not wandering all over the place and rambling. Your talk becomes clearer, calmer, and way easier to deliver. Now, I'm an ex-rambler. I'm what I call a recovering rambler. So this really helped me. It helps me particularly because it stops me sounding like I've got 47 tabs open in my brain. So instead of winging it and hoping that the speaking gods are somehow working in your favor, here is my simple system on how to actually prepare well for your next talk. Step 1, choose one sentence to rule them all. And ask yourself, if they forget everything else, what do I want them to remember? What's the one thing I want them to remember? Once you've identified that, write it down as one clear sentence. Now, here's the thing, guys. Not a paragraph, definitely not an essay, certainly not your life story. One sentence. For example, speaking confidence is built through practice, not personality. Now, if your one sentence feels too big or complicated, it's not your one message yet. So keep simplifying it. The rule of thumb is if you need 3 breaths to say it, it's too long. Now, here's a pro tip. If you need help simplifying it, if you're kind of like, how do I get this smaller? How do I make it simpler? throw it into ChatGPT with this prompt. Put this in the language of a third grader. Now, I learnt that from Alex Hormozi, and it's been really helpful for me. Because if a 9-year-old can't understand what we're saying, it's definitely too complicated for a room full of distracted, busy adults. So that's step one. Step two, make it useful. Now you've got your one message, you take that and you switch it round and you make it all about your audience. In other words, add this line on the end. You've got your one message, then you add this phrase, so you can. So you can. For example, public speaking confidence is built through practice. So you can show up and speak without overthinking. See that there? The linkage? This step makes your talk feel really valuable to the audience instead of just some kind of motivational fluff. We're not there to be a quote on a mug. We want to attract new clients to our business. Step three, pick 3 supporting points. How many did I say? Pop it in the chat. How many? Who was paying attention? Oh, Shannon's fast on the keyboard. Did not ever think that was going to come out of my mouth. Well done, Shannon. Everybody's right there. 3 key points. Fantastic. All right. What are the 3 things that prove or support my one message? Not 17 points. Not just one more thing. 3. Only 3. The human brain thinks really easily in multiples of 3. That's why we have A, B, C. 1, 2, 3. They're really easy to remember. So for example, my one message is being a great public speaker is a powerful client attraction tool. My 3 key supporting points are, number 1, visibility. Public speaking puts you in front of the right people. Number 2, trust. Your voice builds credibility faster than an Instagram post ever will. And 3, conversion. Speaking in public and doing a great talk leads people naturally to the next step of working with you. By using just 3 points, you end up with a talk that feels organized, clear, and credible. And audiences love confidence. We find it so nerve-wracking to watch somebody who's an anxious speaker or somebody who's rambling and never getting to the point. We love clean talks, a talk that actually makes sense. Think about when you've been in an audience before and you've listened to a really ordinary speaker and a really good speaker. The difference is likely to be that clarity. So, to sum it all up, public speaking confidence does not come from adding more content and more information until you're overwhelmed by the whole thing. Real confidence comes from clarity, and clarity starts when you choose one message before you do your talk. You make the talk useful with that one message and you keep it powerful. That's how you create calm, clear, and convincing presentations. So, if you've been telling yourself, oh, I'm just not a confident speaker, it's not that you lack talent. You just haven't been taught the techniques. So the next time that you have to do a talk, I invite you to write your one message first and then watch how fast your voice starts sounding like someone other people trust. Now, we have the information. It's time for implementation. Because if we don't do it now, then we say to ourselves, I'm going to do it later. Later is where goals go to die.